Inter fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe. It's in your head, zombie, 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 hey, hey, it's in your head. Why am I singing this song? Because today we're talking about Inter-Bayern, the first Champions League match, and I want to focus on the psychological aspects of the game. Because if you look at the starting lineup, you can make considerations about how our 3-5-2 plays against the 4-3-3 of Bayern. And of course, as every time we have these two tactics opposing each other, on our side it will be very important to construct the beginning of the play and to find a way to construct these plays which kind of shies away from the pressing from Bayern, because having three people forward, it means that our three defenders in theory will not have space to get the ball. And if you add to this that we have Muller that probably is going to fight against Brozovic a lot, it's just difficult to find players more than spaces. First you have to find the players and then the players find the spaces, but to find these players I think is going to be pretty hard. So I think the key here is for, as usual, Çalhanoğlu and Barella to help Brozovic in his duties. So this is a pretty simple analysis of the tactics. Then there is the fact that Bayern is like a machine, and that they won 3 times out of 3 when they played in San Siro in the history of the Champions League. So, all in all, I think this game it's more than challenging. It's almost prohibitive, but we have to try our best. The big problem we have at the moment is psychological, and I want to dive into that a bit. Let's start with Handanovic. Handanovic is a 38 years old goalkeeper, as we all know, who is basically being criticized like hell on social media, and I'm sure that he's aware of this criticism. And not only is criticized for the way that he's saving, which is not accurate to say the least, but also because he doesn't basically seem like he wants to create a fruitful relationship with Onana and help him to become the leader of this team. And this is a big problem. So we have a man with psychological problems related to the end of his career and to helping others in growing. So pretty big problem. On the other hand, we have Onana, who is frustrated because he's a panther, he's young, capable, even makes more money than Handanovic. So in his head, he is the starting lineup player. And yet this hasn't happened yet. So even Onana has some problems under this standpoint. Defense, I mean, Skriniar was under the limelight for months. Newspaper wrote that he was already gone to Paris 3 months ago. It was a back and forth with all this money being offered and refused. So honestly, this was also a damaging psychological situation for Skriniar, and for this I do blame Marotta and Ausilio, who are in general very good, but in this particular case I blame them because they bombarded this poor human being with news that then didn't see the light, but definitely created some thoughts in Skriniar's mind. So he's not 100% okay. De Vrij is a wreck. We've seen how he's playing. Is it because his contract is ending? Is it because his old agent Mino Raiola passed away and he feels this void? I don't know. I don't know why De Vrij is playing like this. Does he feel that he's getting towards the end of his career? I don't know. But he also has some, let's say, heavy thoughts in his brain, and that doesn't help. Bastoni, honestly, apart from the physical weakness that he had last week, I think of all the defenders, he's the one who should be more relaxed, let's say, because he's young, he's yes, been on the market, but only for a limited period of time, and so he should even be proud that the Inter team didn't sell him. So all in all, I think he's okay. But if we look at Onana and Handanovic, De Vrij and Skriniar, something there needs to to change. And moving to midfield, I would say that we also have problems there, because we have Gosens, who is kind of a ghost and is trying to find himself and show supporters what he can do. So he has a lot to do because he hasn't done enough yet. And on the other wing, we have Bellanova, who is a young player and who just arrived, and I think he can help us very much. And honestly, in his case, I don't think he's overloaded with thoughts. I think midfield is the part of the team that's kind of more free in terms of mind, because we have also Çalhanoğlu, Barella and Brozovic, who have a very solid position in the team, and they're recognized as leaders, and so they simply need to concentrate on the game itself. So I'm hopeful that the midfield will be the part of the team that will drag us out of this problematic situation. Because even forward, we have psychological problems. As we know, Lukaku came back, but he has to prove himself again after a year of basically not playing. Correa never showed the right drive, although he's psychologically, I think, in a good shape. So forward, only Lukaku is the player that needs to kind of work on his mind more than others. But all in all, why did I want to talk about the psychological problems of the team? Because our backbone, Andanovic, De Vrij and Lukaku, 3/4 of our backbone, are basically afflicted by psychological problems. And I hope that, as I say, the midfield will be the compartment of the team which will help the rest to get out of this situation. Let's come to the starting lineup briefly to just discuss what will happen. Probably, I think Dzeko will start, and I think this is a good decision because of what we've seen in the last game with Milan in terms of the weight of the player, not only the plays he makes, but the fact that he creates a forward situation of attention by defenders, and he's very good at holding the balls with his chest or to pass it with his head, long balls. So I think he will be the one to start, and probably Di Marco, because I think when you have Dzeko, you need somebody who is really precise in crossing, and Di Marco offers better warranties than Gosens at the moment. It's going to be a great show. I'm just thinking about sitting back and enjoying it, knowing that the chances of us winning are really low. But I just want to see a team that reacts, that shows again to the world, in this case, because we're in the Champions League, that Inter is not one of the top clubs in the world, but at least is getting there. So Forza Inter, let's kick Bayern's ass, and see you soon with the post-game analysis.